Students can hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here you can see on the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can take out your study material and you can see this chapter, that is pastel. Okay. So sometimes in the examination the full form of pastel comes. Okay. So this is related to, pastel is related to business environment. Okay. So you need to remember the full form of pastel is, it is related to your political, economic, societal or social, technological, okay, economy here, it's environmental and legal. We'll see the full form here, pastel. So here you can see political, economic, societal, technological, environmental and legal. And in this chapter you will also have to study VUCA, V-U-C-A, VUCA. Okay, so the full form of VUCA is volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. Fine. So full form of VUCA is that, volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. Fine. Full form of pastel, that you need to remember, and the full form of VUCA. And FU stands for here, fear of unknown and unprecedentedness, that is the full form of FU. Okay, so underline this too. So this chapter is all about your business environment. Fine. So what is business environment? Right? So what is environment? Environment is the surroundings of us, okay, where we exist. Environment is like, in simple terms, the natural environment, the plants, animals, wherever like we are exist here, we are surviving, the surroundings of us is your environment. And business environment means the environment of a particular business. That means the factors and various variables, which are directly and indirectly influencing the business. That is called business environment all about. So here you can see environment always influence the business and vice versa. Okay, so it always influences the business directly and indirectly. And what is business here all about? What is business? What is business? Business involves what? Production and procurement of goods and services with the aim of earning profit. And environment means what? The environment of the business. That means the surroundings of the business, the factors and various variables which directly and indirectly influencing the business. So here business environment and its influence on business, you have to study the internal environment as well as the external environment. Okay, internal environment and external environment. So internal environment means we are talking about the company's own policies, the mission of the company, the ideology of the company, the employees of the company, the board of the directors of the company. Those are your internal environment of the company. And external environment is like your competitors, the customers. Those are external environment. Fine. And again we can divide the business environment into two parts, that is, one is your micro and another one is macro. Okay, so in the micro we'll find the suppliers, the competitors, okay, even the market intermediaries, customers, organization as a whole, as I have mentioned you about the employees, the board of the directors, so that comes under your micro. And macro is like, we have macro environment is like your economic environment, the legal environment, political environment, social environment, so that comes under your macro environment. Okay. So here, you know what is business all about, right? So business is related to what? Production or manufacturing of goods and services, which is related to what? Purchase of raw materials and marketing the finished goods in order to earn profit. And the objectives of businesses are what? Objectives of business is like, there are multiple objectives of business. One is economic objective of the business. So economic objective of the business is to earn profit, right? To survive in the competitive market, to grow and diversify or expand in the competitive market. Innovation is one of the another your objective, economic objective. And apart from economic objective, every organization has some social objective, like every organization has to perform or they are responsible to do something for the society. Okay, so there are various obligations towards the society as a whole. Okay, so providing various amenities to the society, like donating some money to various institutions, okay, construction of schools, colleges, universities, construction of roads. So those are some example of your social objective. And even organization has some objective towards the people who are working in the organization, that is towards the employees, giving them good salary, right, giving them various facilities, giving them compensation, giving them a good working environment. So that is objective, okay, objectives of business. So we have business, there are multiple objectives of business which is related to profitability. The most important objective or the primary objective of business organization is profitability, to earn profit. Sales maximization, maximizing the sales. Productive efficiency, okay. Then your stability and growth. Technological excellence, that means they want to technologically very sound and excel in the competitive market. Self-reliance, that means self-dependent. Then survival, competitive strength, that means edge over others, so that they will become number one in their own industry. Then customer satisfaction, that is again one of the most important objective. Whatever they are producing, whatever they are selling, the customer need to be satisfied. Then only profit making is possible. Then only survival is possible in the long run. Then financial solvency, that is one of the another objective. Okay, financially they have to solvent. Okay. Then product quality, the quality of the product has to be good. Diversification, that means producing more than one line of product, that is diversification. Then welfare of the employees. So all these are your multiple objective, means we are talking about here economic, social and human objective. Okay, so that is all about your objectives of business. Now come to business environment. As I have told you, business environment is what? Various factors and the variables which are affecting directly the business. Okay, and some factors are controllable in nature, okay, in the hands of the organization, they can control. Okay, and some factors are not controllable in nature. Okay, like your economic environment, that is not in the hands of the organization, right? That is not controllable in nature, because economic environment, like one of the example is your inflation, okay, or we can say the role of public sector and the private sector. So that is not in the hands of the environment, business. We can talk about business. So that is uncontrollable in nature. So you can here see the environment in which an enterprise functions could be divided into two parts, external and internal environment. So what is the internal environment here? Internal environment, that is like the internal factor of the organization that is under the control of the firm. Okay, so internal factors of the firm that is under the control, so they can control. Okay, so that is what? Business philosophy, business priorities, the structure of the management, then capital structure, etc. What is capital structure? Capital structure is the combination of what? Debt and equity. Okay, so whether the company will be raising fund by issuing shares, more of debentures, or they will be taking loan. Okay, so that is capital structure. So all these are controllable in nature, in the hands of the management, in the hands of the organization. Okay, if there is something going wrong or against them, okay, so they can control it. So that is your internal factors. And external environment is, that is beyond the control of the firm. Okay, so that you need to remember what is internal and external. Internal they can control, and external they cannot control. So what are the external factors? Economic, legal, demographic, okay, geographic factors, government regulations, that is like beyond the control of the organization. The external environment includes such factors outside the organization which provide opportunity or pose threats to the organization. It is one kind of threat to the organization. They have to overcome the threat. Okay, so they have to overcome the threat. The internal environment includes all such factors within an organization which gives strength or cause weakness of a strategic nature. Okay, so internal environment means it is strength of the organization. Maybe the employees, that is the strength of the organization. The capital, that is the strength of the organization. Okay, or maybe it can be weakness, but weaknesses can be converted into, yes. But external environment is opportunities. It may be in the form of opportunities. Something is good in economic environment, you have to grab the opportunity. Okay, so suppose like we can say the interest rate is going down. So that's an opportunity, right? And that can be threat also. If interest rate is going up, okay, that is a threat for you. So internal environment is your strength and weakness, okay, and external environment is opportunities and threat, that is SWOT, S-W-O-T, okay, S-W-O-T. So every organization need to go for scanning the environment, scan the environment. So that means by analyzing tomorrow SWOT, S-W-O-T, fine, okay. Okay, here it's mentioned SWOT. Business firms pursue SWOT analysis. Okay, so every business does SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. Okay, what are our strength? Every organization will analyze what are our strength. हमारा capital अच्छा है, manpower अच्छा है. Okay, so that is strength. Weakness is like our research and development department is poor. Technologically we are poor. Okay, so that is weakness. So you have to convert the weakness into strength. And opportunities, various opportunities available in the market. You have to grab the opportunity in the right time. And threat is like you are unable, like competition can be one of the threat. You have produced something and the same similar type of product your competitor has produced and selling at a low cost, low price. So that is a threat for you. Getting it? So SWOT analysis is very much needed to understand the external and internal environment. So SWOT is the acronym for strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. Through such an analysis, an effective organization strategy can be formulated which capitalizes on the opportunities by using strength and neutralizes the threats by minimizing the impact of weakness. So from all this you need to remember the full form of PESTEL, the full form of VUCA-FU. Okay, VUCA, sometimes VUCA it will come, sometimes VUCA-FU. Okay, FU, F-U, that fear of unknown and, yes, fine. Then one is PESTEL, another one is SWOT, fine. Now, external business environment. So, in the external business environment is, internal is like, we are talking about inside the organization, the factors which are inside the organization, the employees and all, okay. And in the external business environment, okay, we have two categories. One is your micro, another one is macro. So what is micro? Micro is small, right? The activities of customers, suppliers, competitors, marketing agencies, etc. in the immediate neighborhood of a business firm create the micro business environment of that firm. Okay. So first one, supplier. Who are supplier? Who are supplying? Yes, supplying raw materials. Okay, maybe who are supplying semi-finished goods or who are supplying finished goods to us, and again we are selling it. So that is supplier all about. So the suppliers provide raw material, equipment, it can be plant and machinery also, services and so on. So the suppliers with their bargaining power affect the cost structure of the industry. Fine? So if you can bargain with the suppliers, they will supply the raw materials at low price. So your cost will be less. So you will be able to provide the product at a low price, offer to the customers at a low price. So firms have to take strategic decision on outsourcing or in-house production depending on this supplier environment. So it depends upon the supplier. If the supplier is supplying the raw materials at a very high price, you can decide, okay, you have to take the decision whether you will be outsourcing it or you will be in-house production. In-house production means you yourself will produce. And outsourcing means some of your parts, suppose you are into assembling industry and you are like giving some other supplier to produce some parts, right? So that depends upon the supplier. Fine? Done? Now next one is consumer or customer. So who are they? Who buys goods from us? A firm cannot exist without customers, right? So it can be, the customers can be the individuals, it can be households, it can be corporate houses, it can be government also. Okay, so customers can be all those. So government can also buy goods. The corporate houses can also buy. Suppose you are the producer of computer or laptop. So household will also buy, government will also buy, government departments, your corporate houses will also buy, right? So those are your customers. So here we can see, for example, Indian Oil Corporation has got customers which include individuals, households, other business firm, State Transport Corporation, Air India, foreign airlines, etc. Fine? So the bargaining power of all these customers and their changing preference pattern influence the business decision of the producer firm. Fine? So these are in micro level. These are in micro level, customer and the supplier. Then we have competitors. You know who are competitors. Okay? So with whom the firms are competing. Okay? Competitors are the other firms that compete for resources and for markets. Now marketing intermediaries. Who are marketing intermediaries? Those are also factors and the variables. Who are they? Commission agents, transport companies, warehouse, advertising, marketing research firms, media firms, financial intermediaries. So these are the marketing intermediaries, and that also comes under your micro environment. So for example, the media firms help business enterprises in creating and maintaining their websites so that a huge number of prospective buyers all over the world can get acquainted with the product. So marketing intermediaries plays an important role for a particular business. Okay, so with the help of them, they can advertise their product, they can showcase their product, or they can smoothen their business, right, with the help of warehousing, with the help of insurance and all. Fine. Now next one is market. Okay, so various types of market that we have studied. You can see here the market is a wider term than vendors and customer. So the market can be your different types of market, like your competitive market, monopolistic, monopoly, okay, discriminating, oligopolistic. So that is all about your market. Now about organization. So this is our internal environment. Okay, organization altogether, that means we are talking about employees, we are talking about board of directors, we are talking about the management. Fine. So that also directly affect the business environment. So individuals working, that is the employees, are the major force within an organization. It is important for an organization that employees embrace the same values and goals as the organization. So every employee, they need to have the same value system like an organization. And even the entrepreneur, the owner, okay, so that also comes under your micro business environment, that is your internal. Now about macro. So in macro we have all this, demographic, okay. So what is demographic? Demographic is related to our size of population of our country, the age structure, okay. So on that also, age on the basis of age also, the farms are taking various decisions to produce goods. Suppose they are into textile industry, okay, so how much to produce for which particular age category. Then geographic distribution, ethnic makeup and distribution of income, okay. So income of people living in different corners, living in different directions, it's different, right? So demographic characters, so what are the components of demographic environment that you need to remember here, underline this. What are the components of demographic environment? You need to remember size of population, age structure, geographic distribution, ethnic makeup, distribution of income of people. Now next is your economic environment, okay. So economic environments means we are talking about the economic factors, okay. So in the economic factor we have the income, price, saving, investment, circulation of money, supply of money, debt, the role of public sector, private sector, inflation, GDP, per capita income, okay. So all those are the components of economic environment. Fine? Clear? Okay, now next one is political and legal environment. Political environment is related to political party, the ideology of the political leaders, the constitution of the country. So that is your political environment all about. And different government policies, right? Different government policies like your fiscal, monetary, industrial policy, labor, export-import policy, okay. So business strategies follows the changes in the regulatory framework. That means changes in various laws related to your, related to an organization like Trade Union Act, okay, Minimum Wages Act, Compensation Act. Are you studying all this in Companies Act? Are you studying? Industrial Act, Minimum Wages Act. Do you have this in your syllabus? No. Okay, so that comes under your legal environment. Okay, so in a particular company, when a company forms, okay, if they are into manufacturing, they have to abide by, okay, like minimum this many number of employees has to be there. So they have to abide by various laws like trade union. If they have a trade union act, industrial law, like various like compensation act. We have your minimum wages act. Minimum wages have to be provided to the employees. So all this comes under your legal environment, okay. And in the political environment, as I've told you, the ideology of the political leader, political party, okay, constitution of the country. So all this like leadership and the political party, so that comes under your political environment. Legal, various laws related to the company, like if it's a MNC, multinational company, a company from America set up their business here, they have to abide by the laws of the land. Laws of the land means in India or in that particular state or in that particular country, what is the law going on, okay, they have to abide by it, okay. So that is all about your, we can say, the legal environment, and they also have to follow the political environment also. Then socio-cultural environment, so that is related to society and the culture. So that means the value system of that particular society, the moral, the ethics, the customs, traditions, okay, so all this. So culture is the sum total of societal behavior, how society behaves, okay. So it can be knowledge and the belief system of the people, the ideology of the people, the preferences of the people, okay, what type of clothes they want to wear, what type of food they want to eat, right? So that comes under your social environment, right? What is the culture of that particular, like, what type of clothes they wear. Here in India, generally people wear sari, right? So that way, like, that is your cultural environment. The business need to understand it. So that is your socio and cultural environment all about. Am I clear to everyone? Now, technological environment. So technology, this is very fast changing environment, okay, very fast. We can say it's uncertain also. So every organization need to update their technology very frequently. So the level of technological development, the type of technology in use, the speed with which newly invented technologies are adopted and diffused, the R&D activities for the innovation of new technologies, etc., determine the technological environment of any economy, right? So every organization need to have a research and development department. Okay, so that research and development department will work on what is changing in the technological environment, how we need to cope up with that. Okay, we need to buy the technology. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for the organization to survive in the market for a longer period of time. It will be very difficult, because if competitors are coming out with new technology, they are offering new technology at low cost, nobody will buy your product. So every organization need to have a R&D department, okay? Then with the introduction of green revolution in Indian agriculture, India could create a wide domestic market for modern agricultural implements like power tillers, tractors, pump set, okay? On the other hand, with the increase in the generation and distribution of electricity, the demand for various electrical home appliances has increased. Okay? So green revolution, you know what is green revolution? This is one of the what? Revolution in the field of agriculture. Okay? Insecticides, pesticides, those were used. Why? For mass production. Okay? So your technologically advanced tillers, tractors, water pump sets were used. Okay, so that is your green revolution all about. So that is also related to your technology, fine. Then IT, that is also related to technology, information technology. So technology can bring opportunity or pose a threat to the business. It can be an opportunity for the business, or it can be a threat to the business. Opportunity, if something is coming new, you are grabbing that. Or something new has come up and you are unable to cope up with that, or competitor has come out with a new technology, you are unable to come out with innovation, that is a threat for you, fine. So when organizations adopt technological innovations quickly and set the business strategy, it will be an opportunity, advantage, but if they fail to adopt innovations to their advantage, it will be threat. Okay? যদি নোৱাৰে কোপ আপ কৰিবলৈ তেনেহলে থ্ৰেট হ'ব, আৰু যদি কোপ আপ কৰিব পাৰিছে very fast, okay, within few days, within few months, okay, then that is an opportunity, advantage. So here example is your information technology. Extensive use of internet has enabled a huge number of employees to work from home and provided strategies with access to richer sources of information through Google search machine, right? Now next is your global environment. Okay, so global environment, nowadays every business organization have to cope up with the global environment. Okay, so MNCs have come up, foreign investors have come up, right? So this is most important, global environment, because we are in the era of globalization, where like our economy is integrated with the world economy. So to cope up with global environment, that is very much important, because now we are in the era of what? Global village, okay, has changed how individuals and organizations relate to each other. So coping up with global environment is very much important. So since early 1990s, So new economic, like in the year 1991, new economic policy has formed, right? New economic reform has come up. That is your what? LPZ, liberalization, privatization, and yes, globalization. So after that, the foreign investors and multinational companies, they also enter easily in different sectors, okay, without any trouble. It has become liberalized, okay, so without any trouble, foreign investors are coming, MNCs are coming, and they are investing their money here, capital here, they are setting up their businesses here. Then we can see here, principle of decontrol and delicensing. Okay, so delicensing, a lot of licenses were required earlier. Now it has become like delicensing to encourage the private sector enterprises. Okay, so many private sector has come up, which resulted to the replacement of MRTP Act, okay, Monopolistic Restrictive Trade Practices Act 1969 by the Companies Act 2002. Okay. Then you remember this Indian Patent Act 1970 that has was forced to amend Indian Patent Act. You know what is patent all about, right? It is related to a product. Okay, patent, it is one of the word intellectual property. Patent is one of the intellectual property. So trade related intellectual property rights. So patent, copyright, and trademark. So these are your three intellectual properties. So trade related intellectual property rights. So India had to move from process patent to product patent regime. For example, in the pharmaceutical sector, only the process of manufacturing a drug was protected under the Indian Patent Act 1970. But according to WTO provisions, patent will be granted for a period of 20 years for any product invented. Okay? So the MNCs in the pharmaceutical sector which invest huge sum of money in R&D to develop new machine would be benefited. Am I clear? Okay. So you need to remember the full form of all this. NAFTA, underline this, NAFTA, North American Free Trade Area. Then European Union, EU, then South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, SAARC are some of the examples in this regard. Now, suddenly in the year 2019, something happened, right, worldwide. So that is also one of the environment which affected the business directly, right? So that is your COVID-19 pandemic. The end of the year 2019 witnessed an unprecedented global attack of novel coronavirus which caused a disease called COVID-19. So lakhs of people died. The disease is so contagious that it was spreading like wildfire in all the countries of the world. As a result, most of the governments in different countries were forced to lock down to stop the spread of this disease. The growth rate of most of the economics became close to zero. Okay, GDP rate has come down. All organizations asked their employees to work from home. Okay, so organizations, they have asked their employees that you sit at home and work. Schools, colleges were shut down. Teachers started online classes. Customers preferred online shopping as going to the market was risky. The whole world became very much dependent on internet. Okay, so in the early 2022, the whole world is reeling under the third wave of the pandemic, and nobody knows how many waves of the pandemic is yet to come. So in this period of complete uncertainty, one thing is certain, that all IT-based business will develop. Okay, so from this, we can say pandemic, we have understood that IT-based companies will develop. Okay, because the whole world was relying on internet. Now, PESTEL analysis. What is the full form of PESTEL here? Okay, you write this. Political, economic, socio-cultural, write or you can underline. So, political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, environmental, legal. Okay. So, sometimes they will give in PESTEL, we will give the word here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, number 5 E stands for what? Economic or environmental. Okay. Sometimes they may give the full form is political, environmental, socio-cultural, technological, economical, legal. Okay. So, you need to remember where economic is. Next to political, it is economic. So, we have already discussed about political factors, right? Economic factors already we have discussed about it, demand, supply, price, income, all those. We have discussed about social factors, right? Social factors we have quality of life, right? Birth rates, death rates, literacy rate, lifestyle and the preferences of the people. That comes under your social factors. Technological factors, we have just now we have discussed about technological factors. Now, about environmental factors. Okay. So, here you can see the factors include ecological and environmental concerns. Okay. So, every business or business organization, they also apart from maximizing their profit or maximizing their sales, they need to take care about the environment. They take care about the ecological variables, like we can say weather, climate, environmental offsets and climate change, which will invariably affect various industries, then tourism, farming, agriculture and insurance. Okay. So, these has led to increasing number of companies getting more and more involved in practices such as CSR and sustainability. So, nowadays the companies they are involving themselves into CSR activity. They are doing many activities towards the society. So, one good example is your Oil India Limited. Okay, you can see like what are the various CSR activities that Oil India is doing. That means what they are doing something for the society. Okay, they are doing something for the environment and to balance the, we can say, the ecology of our country and even the sustainability. So, legal factors already we have discussed. So, in the legal factors we have consumer protection also, right. So, Consumer Protection Act, that also comes under your legal protection, copyright, patent, okay, various safety rules, industrial safety rules. See, industrial safety rules is related to, see, if the organization is related to manufacturing, then they have to have like safety officers, okay, who will check like whether the employees are wearing or they are, they are wearing safety mask or safety helmet or safety goggles, okay, safety hand gloves or not, safety uniform or not. Like Oil India. Oil India are providing various safety, all those uniforms and helmets, all those, but it is the responsibility of the safety officer to look after whether they are wearing all these in the sites or not. Fine, because there are chances for accidents. Fine. So, that is your, we can say this safety, this one, safety laws, health and safety law. Then the example of PESTEL analysis, okay, this already I have told you, political factor, again it is repeated, okay, economic factors, technological, socio-cultural, environmental factors that already I have discussed with you, legal factors, okay. Now, about analysis of UBAR, right? So a leading taxi service provider, fine. So the following is the list of the factors that affect Uber. Political factors are to deal with the bans in many countries, right? Then to follow minimum wage rules. These are political factors because they have to abide by the laws of the land. To follow the rules of drivers insurance. Okay, so these are your political factor. Economic factor, the reasonable fare charges. Okay, price. Then accessible easily without any hassle. Then offer job opportunities. Then we have social factors, offers better ride experience than other taxi service. It has to be user friendly. Quick pickup like Ola and all. Technological factor, excellent mobile app for users. Then using social media and other electronic media well for promotion. So that is your, we can say, technological factor. And environmental factors are usage of automobile fuel may increase. Then city traffic congestion may also increase. Then legal factors, need to prevent ban on Uber in many countries. Need to follow labor and employee safety rules. Country specific patent laws are also a big concern, right? So these are, we can say, the PESTEL analysis. Now we'll talk about VUCA, okay? So this VUCA first used in 1987, underline that, 1987. Based on the transformational leadership theories on Warren Bennis and Bert Nanus, 1985, to describe or to reflect on the VUCA is volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity, fine? See, business environment is very volatile. Volatile means what? Changes very fast. Okay, the entire business environment, technological, economical, political, leader, it changes, political, legal, and even social factors. It changes very fast. Right? Tumar manuhar khua habits, social factors will koa loge loge pindhar habit, right? Taste and preferences, okay, changes very fast. So hetu karone tumar it is related to what? Volatility is related to that. A business environment is very volatile. Fine? Then uncertainty. You can like assume, okay, what may happen. You can design your product, you can estimate your demand, okay, but there is always uncertainty. Okay, you never know. It may work or it may not work. So that is uncertainty all about. Fine? So business environment is all about your, it is uncertainty. Volatile and uncertainty. Volatile is like frequently it changes. Uncertainty is like which is not certain. You cannot say what will happen. You can simply forecast, you can estimate, okay, but you can't say that this will happen or this will not happen. That is your uncertainty all about. And complexity is like all the business environment is very complex, right? We can say difficult to understand. Okay, it's very complex, like all the variables and the factors. And because of volatility, as it changes very fast, because of uncertainty, because like nothing is certain what will happen in future, because like all the factors are complex in nature, so it becomes unclear. That is ambiguity. Unclear, which is not clear, vague. Okay, so that is ambiguity all about. Ambiguity means which is not clear. So because of all this, everything like looks dhundla dhundla. So that is your ambiguity, not clear. So of the external environment, because what will happen in the environment? Because see, COVID-19, আমি তো কেতিয়াও ভবা নাছিলো তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ সিচুৱেশনছ এটা আহিব, some kind of some kind of natural disaster, right? So that is your VUCA all about. That is volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. So because of this new and completely unpredictable environment, it is almost impossible to predict threats or opportunities. It is impossible. That is not in your hand. Opportunities are not in your hand. Threats are not in your hand. Okay. So this chapter is completed. Fine. So this particular chapter is completed. So in this chapter, you study environment, okay, business environment. You study about VUCA, basically the full forms and the components and all, right? Okay, that's all for today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.